Who is your targeted audience? What is their story? What kind of readers are you looking for? Because your readers are going to be different for every book. Hi guys, what is today? Today's August 6th. Happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. I'm trying to find the right angle. I'm like, hold on, here we go. I think if I move my car up just a little bit. Yeah. Oh. Let me see. Am I at an angle? I'm not. Here we go. I'm right here. Hold on. All right. Anyway, happy Tuesday. Happy August. My name is Briyanna Michelle, for those who do not know. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am an indie author. I also do lifestyle vlogs, author vlogs, writing vlogs, tips and tricks for other indie authors. And yeah, so today's video is about marketing your books. So I have 4 books that are out. Book number 5 is on its way. And I'm writing book number 6. And I have learned a lot about marketing books from when I first released my first book, which was in 2021, till now. So, and I mean, I'm still within my first year of my, well, technically not. I'm in my first year of starting over, of being a known author. So I learned a lot about marketing, and I think that you should start marketing your books as soon as you know what your book is going to be about. So and this is for a fantasy, romance, whatever your genre is, once you realize like, hey, I want to write a fantasy book about a romantasy book about a werewolf and a witch, whatever. You need to start marketing that book as soon as you know what it's about. Like, even if you're like, hey, I'm writing a book about fantasy. Where are my fantasy lovers? To get your readers to get the right audience that you have, especially if this is your first book, right? Or even your second book. You want to get eyes on you as soon as you can. And I know that it is hard. And if you choose to market on social media, which is where I primarily market my books, I do market my books in person, in conversation when people, when I'm getting to know people, and they may ask me like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, well, I'm a romance author. So I usually market, when I'm getting to know people, or, mainly on social media and in-person events. So you should start marketing your book as soon as you know what it's going to be about. Here's an example of one of my videos. I may or may not have written a sci-fi romance. And I didn't have a cover, I didn't have a title, but I knew what I wanted the book to be about. So I started to get all of the people who like sports romance, who love fake dating, who loves those kind of things over here in my world, right? Because my first 2 books, I have a romantic suspense / romantic thriller series, and I know that is not for everybody, everything is not for everybody, right? We know that. Like, you might have different readers. You might have readers that are going to read all of your books. I have readers who have told me they will read anything that I release, which I'm so grateful, because what? But then I also have readers who are like, oh, like, I'm only reading your books when you write the Finding My Way series, or I'm only reading your books, or I can't read those books, I'll wait until you drop something else. So it's like I've gained new readers, old readers, and readers, who just like, oh, I never heard of this author, let me go and check her out. So you should definitely start marketing your books as soon as you know what it's going to be about. And then you want to make sure that you are getting your book concept in front of as many people as possible. So if that means that you have to post on social media every day, even if you're posting the same content but with a different, picture, if you have character inspo, you can do that. You can go on Pinterest and find character inspo. You can find pictures of like the town. You can find pictures of certain scenes from the book without giving away like too much. I think that marketing your book for at least a good month, if you are still like a new author and you don't have like tons of readership. I'm still a new author. I have some readership, but I don't have, tons compared to my my other author colleagues that may be, on social media, on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever. So I like to, get my book out there to as many people as possible. I believe the more you market your book, the better before it comes out. So a lot of people are anticipating it coming out. But even if you don't market your book a lot before it comes out, after it comes out, you want to get your cover in front of as many people as possible. I just released my cover for Maybe I Need You. It is my sports romance novella. It is coming out in September. And I just did a cover reveal yesterday. But I've been marketing the book for about a month without a cover. And then a month, and I'll be marketing it for a month with a cover. Hoping to, spread as much awareness as possible about my book and that it's coming. So you want to get your book cover in front of as many people as possible, right? Because that's still marketing. Like, marketing books are hard, but it's not rocket science. And I'm going to say it again. Marketing books are hard, but it's not rocket science. There is a formula, there is a method, that there is such a freedom that social media brings us, where it does not have to be stressful. And I try to tell my author friends and new authors that I might come across, like authors who may have because again, I released my first book in 2021, so technically I've been an author for 3 years. And I've learned so much in the first 2 years of my author journey, because from 2021 to 2023, I really was not marketing my very first book. The first version of my book, I was not really marketing that book as much as I could, because I didn't know how. I didn't do the research. So once I did the research, I went on social media. I saw how other authors were marketing their books. I figured out what readers are looking for in books. Like, readers want to know what tropes are going to be in your books. I don't write books with tropes in mind. I'll have an idea for a book, Maybe I Need You. I said, okay, I want to write a book about I want to write a sports romance with fake dating. So yes, that is considered tropey, but I knew that I wanted to write about a soccer player who, just is seen in the media as a playboy, and he doesn't care about women and all this other stuff, but deep inside he wants the same thing that his parents has, which is to be married for 30-40 years. He wants love, which is why you see him in the media with different women, because he's dating and he's trying to figure it out. And then we have a woman who is a sports photographer, and she just needs a break. She needs her big break. She needs somebody to take a chance on her. She needs somebody to give her an opportunity for her to excel and for her to show the world that she can do this. But she has a jealous ex who didn't treat her right, cheated on her. She broke up with him, and now she still is being haunted by the backlash of even being with that person. So it's I wanted to write a story about these two likely but unlikely people that would come together and try to figure out how they can solve both of their problems, right? So I didn't necessarily write for tropes, but I knew that I wanted to write a storyline like that. I knew that was the storyline. But they don't want to hear about all of that, and not before the book is out. You know, they want to hear about, like, okay, like, what tropes are in this book, and what do these characters look like? And I know, like, I'm a romance author, so for all of my fantasy lovers, I don't necessarily know how. Really? Okay, I'm lying. I do follow some fantasy people, some fantasy authors, so I do not know how, like, fantasy authors are marketing their books, but it's the same thing, you know. Figure out how these other fantasy authors are marketing their books and what sells for them, what works, what keywords are they putting in, how are they doing it. For my nonfiction authors, it's the same thing. Who is your targeted audience? What is their story? What kind of readers are you looking for? Because your readers are going to be different for every book, depending on what the book is about. Like, for me, I'm kind of like switching subgenres, not switching, but I'm adding another subgenre. So to go from writing like a romantic suspense and a romantic thriller to writing a contemporary romance, that's a different subgenre. So I might have a different audience for that book. So I had to go and find, or put my videos out there, put my pictures out there, whatever, to find the audience that I'm looking for. So, and honestly, I feel like the last thing to remember when marketing your books is that, you never know who may find your videos. You never know what one reader's review could do for you. You never know who's paying attention. I always believe that you never know who's watching you, right? And that's good and bad. And you should always, be ready. Like, stay ready so you never have to get ready. Stay ready in case somebody's like a literary agent. It's like, wow, I saw your video. I heard about your book. I want to read it. I want to sell it. A publishing company, wow, I heard about your book. I want to read it. I want to sell it. Like, they have on Beyonce's internet. If Beyonce has her eyes on social media and she knows what's going on, so does everybody else. Okay, so does everybody else. So you want to remember that you never know who's watching, and you should present yourself in a way that, and with a certain level of professionalism, because you don't want to have a digital footprint that will come back and bite you in the ass, right? Because there are just a lot of different stories about, some authors are, racist and stealing people's work. And so it's like, you want to make sure that you're like just being a good person, so that when it is your time and it is your moment, that it won't be snatched from you as soon as you got it. So hopefully you guys got something out of this video. Let me know if you agree with anything that I said. If you disagree, let's have a talk in the comments. And just thank you so much for watching this video, and come back next week for another video. Bye.